Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. This time we're exploring AI art, but not just like those AI-generated pictures of like landscapes and stuff that you see everywhere online. We're talking about artistic style.
Right.
Like imagine having an AI that can draw in the style of Van Gogh.
Yeah, like a personal art studio right inside your computer.
Exactly.
It's a really fascinating area. I mean,
Right.
we've all seen how AI can make images from text prompts now.
Yeah.
But getting those pictures to really embody a specific artistic style,
Right.
that's the next frontier.
Totally. Like I can tell an AI to draw me a cat wearing sunglasses.
Sure.
And it'll probably get the shapes right.
Yeah.
But what if I want that cat
Yeah.
to look like it came from a 90s cartoon or a Renaissance painting?
It's like the difference between someone who can like perfectly copy a photo and an artist who can capture the essence of a style.
Right.
That deeper understanding is what's been missing.
And that's where this deep dive comes in. The research paper we're looking at is called Style-friendly SNR Sampler for Style-driven Generation.
Catchy title, right?
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the concept is much cooler than the title.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what's the secret?
Well,
how are they teaching AI to be more than just a copycat?
So they started by watching how the AI actually learns to create images.
Okay.
Imagine like watching an artist's canvas as they're working. At first, it's just like a bunch of random lines and colors, right?
Right.
Then slowly the image starts to come together.
Yeah, like those time-lapse videos of paintings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what the researchers noticed is that the stylistic elements, the things that make a Van Gogh look like a Van Gogh, actually appear at very specific points in that process.
Interesting.
Like the artist is putting down their stylistic DNA from the beginning.
So it's not just about the final image.
Right.
It's about how that style is woven into the image from the very start.
Exactly. And by having the AI focus its training on these early stages, they were able to teach it to be more sensitive to these stylistic nuances.
It's kind of like how you can tell a musician's style from just a few notes.
Yeah.
Even if you've never heard that song before.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So basically the AI is learning to do the same thing, but with images, picking up on those unique elements of a style.
Got it. And they actually put this to the test, right?
Yeah, they trained a model called FLUX using this new technique.
Now, FLUX is one of those big diffusion models. It's like a super powerful Photoshop.
Yeah.
But instead of brushes, you use words.
Right.
So what happened when they trained it?
Oh, it worked.
Really?
And the results are pretty amazing.
Wow.
They tested it on all kinds of styles.
Okay.
Oil paintings, minimalist logos.
Cool.
Even multi-panel comics and typography.
Wait, hold on. Comics and typography, too.
Yeah.
So you're saying I could give it like a picture of a Banksy and it could create something new in that style?
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get too excited, I want to see the proof.
Of course.
What kind of results are we talking about?
So remember that cat with sunglasses example?
Yeah.
Without the new technique, the AI would just create a regular photorealistic cat.
Okay.
But with the new technique,
they
could make the cat look like it was straight out of a 90s cartoon.
Wow.
With the bold lines.
Oh,
the exaggerated features.
So we're not talking about like vague vibes here.
Yeah.
It's getting the actual specific elements of the style.
Right.
That's impressive.
What about the other styles?
Well, that's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
We're not just talking about mimicking existing art anymore. We're talking about potential for brand new creations.
Okay. This is where I get really interested.
Right.
Tell me more.
So, think about this. They were able to teach the AI to generate text in different artistic styles.
Oh, not just fonts, but like text that looks like it was painted or carved into wood.
So instead of me like trying to find the perfect font,
right,
to make my website banner look hand-drawn, I could just feed it a sample. It would do it for me.
Exactly.
That's wild.
It is, and it's not limited to just mimicking. Remember how they were focusing on the AI's early stages of image creation?
Yeah, where the style is encoded before the details.
Exactly. That's where this concept of signal-to-noise ratio, or SNR, comes in.
SNR.
Yeah, think of it like tuning a radio.
Okay.
At first, all you hear is static, right?
Right, like that fuzz?
Yeah, that's the noise.
Okay.
As you adjust the dial, the music starts to emerge.
Gotcha. So the signal gets stronger.
Exactly.
Okay, I get the analogy. But how did that apply to AI making images?
It's similar. So in the beginning, the AI's canvas is all noise, just a jumble of pixels. As it works, it gradually reduces that noise and the image starts to form.
Okay.
And what they found is that those stylistic elements, those brush strokes or that woodcut texture, they appear at higher noise levels when the image is still pretty abstract.
Okay, I'm following so far. But how do they use this SNR thing to teach the AI? That part's still kind of fuzzy for me.
So they developed something called a style-friendly SNR sampler.
Okay.
It's basically a way of telling the AI to pay extra attention to these early high noise stages because that's where the style is really defined.
So it's like giving the AI a special set of glasses that help it see the style even in all that initial chaos.
Exactly.
So they're training the AI to be a style expert right from the beginning, rather than just trying to add it on at the end.
Exactly. And that's why they were able to get such impressive results.
Okay.
It's not just about like throwing more data at the AI.
Right.
It's about teaching it in a way that aligns with how style actually works.
This reminds me of those nature documentaries where they show a baby bird learning to sing.
Oh, yeah.
At first, it's just mimicking sounds, but eventually it develops its own unique song based on what it's heard.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
The AI is basically learning the language of style by focusing on those early formative stages.
It's not just copying.
Right.
It's developing its own understanding.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the how, training the AI to understand style at a deeper level by looking at those early stages.
Yeah.
But how do we know it's actually working?
Right.
How do we measure whether the AI is really capturing a specific style?
That's where it gets clever. They used a combination of quantitative metrics, basically ways to measure the similarity between images.
Okay.
And then they also had human evaluation.
So they didn't just like trust their own judgment.
Right. They wanted to make sure what the AI was making wasn't just technically good, but also like aesthetically pleasing and in line with how humans actually see style.
That makes sense. So what did the judges think?
They agreed.
Really?
They were shown like a reference image and a text prompt, and then 2 generated images, one made with the new technique and one without. Okay.
And they had to choose which one matched the reference style better.
Yeah.
People consistently chose the images that were made with the style-friendly SNR sampler.
So it's not just a technical trick.
No.
It's actually producing results that look good to people, too.
Exactly. Pretty solid validation.
Yeah. But it makes you wonder if AI can understand style this well. What does that mean for the future of art and design?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
It definitely raises some interesting possibilities.
Yeah.
Both exciting and maybe a little unsettling.
Totally. On the one hand, imagine the potential for collaboration. Like designers could use this AI as a tool to explore new ideas or quickly create different styles.
Absolutely. It can really speed up the creative process.
But then on the other hand, there's that worry, will AI replace human artists?
Right. If it can copy styles so well.
Yeah.
What's stopping it from eventually being more creative than us?
Right.
It's a valid concern, but I think it's important to remember that AI is just a tool.
It's only as good as the data it's trained on and the intentions of the people using it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's up to us to decide how we want to use these powerful tools.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, this whole concept of style-driven AI is pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
It makes you wonder, what other areas could this be used for?
Right. Like we've been talking about visual art.
Yeah.
But what about music?
Oh, yeah. Could an AI learn to compose like Bach or Beyonce?
Exactly.
Wow, my mind is officially blown.
It's crazy, right?
I'm already imagining AI writing entire film scores.
Yeah.
Like based on the work of John Williams or Hans Zimmer.
That would be incredible.
Possibilities are endless.
They really are. And that's what's so cool about this research. It opens up so many new avenues to explore.
It's like we're giving AI a sense of style.
I like that.
And who knows where that could lead us?
Who knows?
This mastery of style isn't just for pictures, though.
Right.
Remember that typography example we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
The researchers got the AI to make text that looked like it was part of an old poster or even a hand-painted sign.
It's amazing.
So it's not just about copying style.
Oh,
It's about using them to create something new.
Exactly.
That's incredibly powerful. But before we get too deep into all that, I want to come back to the research.
Okay.
They tested this on FLUX, right?
Yeah, on the FLUX model.
What can you tell me about that?
So FLUX is one of the latest text-to-image diffusion models.
Okay.
You can think of it like a really advanced version of those AI image generators online.
Mm-hmm.
It's known for making very realistic pictures.
Okay.
But as we've seen, even FLUX has struggled to really capture artistic styles.
So we can make a realistic image.
Yeah.
But the vibe might be off.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is that they found FLUX was already really good at learning objects.
Uh-huh.
So it could create a photorealistic cat with sunglasses.
Okay.
But it couldn't make that cat look like it belonged in a particular style.
So they had to basically reprogram FLUX.
Yeah, kinda.
To prioritize style.
Right.
Instead of just photorealism.
By focusing on those early stages of image creation, where the style emerges, they basically taught FLUX to see the world like an artist.
And that's how they were able to make these images with that level of style that we haven't seen before.
It's like teaching an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, but in this case, the tricks are artistic masterpieces.
Exactly. And it shows that with AI, it's not just about the algorithms themselves, it's about understanding how they learn.
Right.
And how we can teach them to do what we want.
And in this case, we want AI to be creative.
Right. A real artistic partner.
Yeah, capable of understanding and creating images with the same style that we appreciate as humans.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm ready for another mind-blowing thought experiment.
All right, shoot.
So we talked about music.
Yeah.
But what about other creative fields?
Like what?
Could we teach an AI to write poetry like Shakespeare? Or code like a specific programmer?
That's a great question, and I'm sure researchers are already working on it.
Yeah.
The key is to figure out what makes each style unique, whether it's the rhythm of a poem or the way a certain programmer writes their code.
Right.
If we can understand those patterns, we can teach AI to not just copy them, but to create something new within those styles.
It's like we're figuring out the code of creativity.
Yeah, finding those building blocks that make a style recognizable.
Exactly. And once we understand them, who knows what we'll be able to create.
It's really exciting.
This is making me so excited about AI.
Me too.
It's not just about automation.
Right.
It's about expanding what's possible creatively.
It's about giving AI the tools to understand our world and then to contribute to it in new ways.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll have AI poets and composers and programmers all working with humans to make amazing new art.
I love it. A future filled with possibility.
And this research gives us a glimpse of what might be possible.
For sure.
But for now, let's get back to the visual stuff.
Okay.
The paper talked about some specific styles the AI was able to replicate, from oil paintings to typography, even multi-panel comics. I'm really curious to hear about those.
Okay, let's dive in.
Let's see what makes this research so groundbreaking.
All right. Okay, so one style that really stood out to me was the multi-panel style.
Like a comic strip.
Exactly. So before, if you wanted to use AI to make a comic, you had to generate each panel separately. But with this technique, the AI learned to treat the whole multi-panel layout as one style.
So it's not just creating individual pictures.
Right.
It understands how they work together to tell a story.
Exactly. And that opens up so many possibilities.
Yeah.
Imagine giving the AI a story idea, and it just makes a whole comic for you in the style of your favorite artist.
Now that's something I would love to see.
Right.
What other styles did they test?
They even did typography, which I thought was super cool.
Oh, wow. So the AI was creating text
in
different artistic styles.
No, not just different fonts.
So we're talking text that looks like it's carved in stone or something.
Exactly. Or spray painted on a wall.
Yeah, like not just your typical boring fonts.
Right. They even made text that looked like a minimalist logo.
Wow.
Just from one reference image.
So the AI is taking that style and applying it to something totally new.
Exactly.
That's incredible. So much potential there for designers. But how did they know the AI was actually getting the styles right?
Well, they didn't just eyeball it.
Okay, good.
They used this tool called Dino.
Dino.
Yeah, it measures how visually similar two images are.
So like a super advanced spot the difference game.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so they compared the AI images to the original art.
Right.
And got a score for how well they matched.
Exactly. And the AI trained with the new technique consistently got higher scores.
Meaning it was better at capturing the style. The numbers don't lie, but I'm guessing they didn't stop there.
No, they didn't. They also did a study with actual people.
Okay, how did that work?
They showed people the reference art and a text prompt, and then 2 different AI-generated images.
Okay.
One made with the new technique and one made without it.
Got it. And they asked people to choose which one looked more like the original style.
Exactly. And the results were pretty clear.
I bet people preferred the images made with the new technique.
Yeah, so it's not just a technical improvement. It's actually producing images that people think look better.
Wow, that's really impressive.
It is. It's a pretty strong confirmation that this technique actually works.
It really does. But it makes you think, if AI can understand style this well, what's next?
Yeah, what happens now?
We've talked about visual art, but what about other creative fields?
Like
We've
what?
already mentioned music.
Yeah.
But what about writing?
Okay.
Or architecture? Could we one day have AI designing buildings like Frank Lloyd Wright?
It's possible.
Or writing novels that sound like Hemingway?
It's pretty wild to think about.
It really is.
This research has opened up so many possibilities.
Yeah.
It shows us that AI can be more than just a tool for copying. It can be a partner in pushing the boundaries of art and design.
I really like that. And on that note,
Yeah.
I think we've reached the end of our deep dive.
It has been a fascinating journey.
We started with the limits of current AI art,
Right.
learned about this new technique, and saw some incredible results.
Definitely.
For our listeners, if you want to learn more,
Yeah.
check out the research paper.
We'll have a link in the show notes.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep creating.
And keep pushing those boundaries.
We'll see you all in the next deep dive.